I'm so excited to share with you this simple and nutritious recipe for tube feeding that's inspired by peach cobbler. The ingredients include peaches, of course, which are in season where I live right now, but if they're not in season for you, you're welcome to use thawed frozen peaches or even canned peaches, or you can substitute another fruit if you like. The ingredients are really simple. I have some oats, which I've soaked with water. These are quick oats, and it's really important that you would use quick oats rather than something like a steel cut oat or a slow cooking oat, because this recipe actually doesn't require any cooking of the oats. So quick oat with some water added. I added about 1/4 cup of water to 1/2 cup of dry quick oats. It's just so that they would absorb some of the water. And that's really important actually with any grain that you're using in a tube feeding recipe, because grains will continue to absorb fluid and can make your blend overly thick. So by adding a little bit of water to these quick rolled oats, it means that once they are blended up, they will not absorb as much water from the blend and cause the blend to be overly thick. So I pre-soaked these. I also have 1/2 cup of chopped peaches. That's about one very small peach. If you want to use a fresh peach, it's going to be about one small one or about 1/2 of a large one. Another ingredient I have here is maple syrup. This is going to boost the calories dramatically, and maple syrup is quite a natural sugar, so I like this as a way to easily bring up the calories in a very small volume. So it's just 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. And we have 1 tablespoon of almond butter. And I think almond butter complements this recipe because it is inspired by peach cobbler, which sometimes could have nuts such as almonds or walnuts. But you can use any nut butter of your choice, even peanut butter if you want, or you could use a seed butter if there's an issue with an allergy perhaps to nuts. And then for the base of this, or the fluid that we're going to use for this blend, I'm using milk. You can use any kind of milk you like. If you have some questions about what milk might be best, I do have a blog post all about how to select a highly nutritious milk for your blends, things to think about, and like protein content and calorie content, that kind of thing. So this is 1 cup of milk, and you can use whatever milk you choose, like milk alternative or plant-based milk if you'd like. All right, so it's a super simple recipe. All we have to do is blend all these ingredients together. I'm going to be using my NutriBullet for this recipe because this is just a small batch. The NutriBullet, it has decent power. It's going to be able to break down these ingredients no problem. But this is the largest cup size that it comes with. So if you wanted to make double or triple of this recipe, you probably need a bigger blender with a bigger cup. All right, so all I have to do is just put all the ingredients into the blender. And there's these soaked oats, and you can see that they have absorbed all that water, and now they're ready to be blended. There aren't any hard ingredients in this recipe, so if you don't have a highly powerful blender, that's okay. It should work just fine. And remember that you can always strain the blend if you're worried that your blender might not have broken it up perfectly. Now in goes the nut butter. And lastly, I'll put in the milk. All right, and I just have to find the blender top. Oh, got it. Okay. So it's ready to blend. Another little tip is that the longer you blend, the smoother your blend will be and the less likelihood of there being like a lump of food in there. So I'm going to blend this for about 30 seconds. Maybe a little less, because I think you probably won't want to listen to the blender sound for very long. But if you are concerned about the power of your blender, you can always just blend your blends for longer. Even in a weaker blender, you should get an end result that's usable for tube feeding. Here we go. That should have been plenty of time to break down all these ingredients because, like I said, there's nothing particularly hard in this recipe. All right. So I've already tested this, so I know it's 450 mils, and it provides 450 calories, so it's a perfect 1 calorie per milliliter calorie density, and it provides 20 grams of protein, and I can't remember off the top of my head all the fiber, but I will be putting that in the comments, so take a look there if you want all the details of the nutritional information. And yeah, I'll just pour that out for you. So you can see it's not too thick, it's the right consistency for tube feeding, whether you're using a pump or a syringe. There should be enough for at least one meal. I'll just pour out another bowl so you can get a look at that consistency, which is really ideal for tube feeding. So yeah, I'll give you a close-up shot and you can see this recipe, how it turned out to be smooth. There's no lumps, it's not too thin, it's not too thick, it's nutritious, dense in calories, and the appropriate texture for tube feeding. Great, if you're looking for more recipes, there's lots on my blog. I also have a recipe ebook with 20 recipes, so I've got you covered at naturaltubefeeding.com. All right, if you like this recipe, leave me a comment below, and I'll see you guys soon.